If you want to keep studying in Canada, you need to extend your study permit. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys an application to change conditions, extend your stay, or remain in Canada as a student. The key points to remember are these. 1. If your study permit expires and you haven't applied for an extension, you must leave Canada. You should apply to extend your study permit at least, super important to remember, 30 days before it expires and ensure your passport is still valid. The importance of this is simple. If you have a valid passport and you're trying to renew your study permit, then it's understandable that you're going to be extending your study permit up to the extent of your passport as well. If your passport has expired or is expiring, then it's going to be an issue for you. And that also helps you stay in Canada while your study permit application extension is being processed. 3. If you want to stay in Canada, but you are no longer studying, here are the options that you need to consider. Number 1, apply for a work permit if you finished studying and are eligible. 2, apply to change your status and stay in Canada as a visitor. Or 3, leave Canada. In the description area below, I made videos on how to apply for a work permit and also how to extend your stay in Canada as a visitor and also as a worker. These videos will help you if you're interested in those videos. Let's quickly dive in. So the first thing you do is you go to cic.gc.ca or canada.ca. You type it on the web browser. You choose English or French depending on how you intend to apply. Once you do that, you go to menu. Under Immigration and Citizenship, you choose Study. Once you do that, you scroll all the way down where it says Extend your study permit and you click on that. So the application fees is $150. This is for someone trying to extend their study permit, and for someone trying to restore their status, it's going to cost you $350. And this is for someone whose study permit has expired before the extension period, which is 30 days, like I said in the PowerPoint presentation. Now that we know this part, unless I forget, the processing time is going to take 57 days. So the next thing to do is go to how to apply. Once you click on that, you scroll all the way down and click on where it says create an account or sign in. Once you do that, you are going to sign with your GC key or you sign in with your sign-in partner. If you do not have an account, then you can click on here, register, and follow the prompt and create an account, or simply sign in if you've already created your account. Once you sign in and answer all those questions that are going to come up with trying to secure your account, then your screen is going to look just like mine. And as usual in all the videos I've made previously, on top here or here where my arrow is pointing, you're going to be able to view the applications you've already submitted. And below here, you are going to continue working on an application that you started. Meaning, if you start this process and at some point you stop and exit, if you come back after signing back in, under here, you're going to see that application and you restart from where you stopped. So because we do not have an application going on, we are going to start an application. So you click on Apply to come to Canada. Once you do that, scroll down where it says determine your eligibility and apply online. So we click on visitor visa, study/or work permit. Once you do that, now we're going to answer these questions. What would you like to do in Canada? Obviously, study. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? Because you're trying to extend your study permit, it's going to be more than 6 months. Select the code that matches your passport. So for this demo, I'm going to use Nigeria. Then what is your current country or territory of residence? If you're presently in Canada, you should select Canada. So this is an application to extend study permit when you are already in Canada. So we are going to choose Canada. Then if you have a family member who is a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen, you choose that. If you do not, then choose no and keep going. Here you are going to choose the date you were born, select your month and the day. Once you're done that, click on next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid US citizenship and immigration services number? If you are, yes. If no, you choose no, next. The browser is a little bit slow today. Find out if you're eligible to apply. So what is your current immigration status in Canada? So we already as a student, so you're going to choose student, next. And here you're going to choose if you're married or single, and then choose your province depending on where you are. If you're in Ontario, you choose that. Alberta, British Columbia, you choose that, and next. So now it's telling you that you may be eligible to extend your stay in Canada as a student. And also below you see the temporary resident visa. One thing I want you guys to understand is this: a study permit does not guarantee you the ability to live and come into Canada. That is why you have this temporary resident visa. This is also known as a visitor visa, right? Or a visitor permit. So if you plan on leaving Canada at some point within this time frame, you are going to apply for both, and you're going to see that when we are done answering the eligibility questions. So all we have to do now is do what? Continue. So now you're going to create your own personal checklist. I'm going to give you guys a clue on how to answer some of these questions. But remember that when you are creating your own profile in your own personal account, once you get to this point, you are going to answer these questions based on your situation in order to create the perfect personal checklist for you. So we click on continue. Are you accompanying a family member who has status in Canada? If you are, you choose yes. If no, you choose no. Continue. Do you also want to apply for a work permit? So in the PowerPoint presentation, I said something about changing conditions. So let's say your next program, or you're trying to extend your program, you're trying to extend your study permit, and at some point you're going to be needing a co-op. This is where you're going to choose that option because you're going to need a co-op work permit, right? So this is why it said in the PowerPoint presentation to change conditions. But if it's a no for you, you just want to extend your study permit, choose no and keep going. Next. So again, in the PowerPoint presentation, I said it is important to apply 30 days before your study permit expires. So let's say this is 2021, and the month is May. So it is always important to at least apply 30 days before. So June, July, August, and downwards, right? So we're going to go with June, for example, and select the date. But if yours has already expired, then you're going to be applying for a way to reinstate your status in Canada as a student. Next. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRC authorized panel physician within the last month? If you have, you say yes. If you haven't, you say no. For this demo, I'm going to say yes. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? Yes or no, depending what works for you. Next. Are you giving someone access to your application? no or yes, depending on what works for you. If you are appointing a representative, then you're going to choose yes. Next. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint and photo biometrics for an application to come to Canada? This might be a yes for you because when you came to Canada, you did a biometrics before coming. So I'm going to choose yes. Next. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying your fees? I'll say yes. Next. Are you able to make a digital copy of your documents? I'll say yes. Next. Will you be paying your application fees online? Because this is going to be an online application, I will say yes. Next. And then you can review your answers here by clicking on this button. You can review all your answers, but if you feel like you want to restart again, you can click on this button that says start again and you start the whole process. But if you're done, click on continue. And once you do that, then it's going to tell you the processes before submitting your application, your account, save your application, upload your documents, pay your fees, and that's it. So continue. Okay, so this is the guide that I'm going to be showing you guys, which is application to change conditions, extend your stay or remain in Canada as a student, INM 5709. So based on me answering these questions, the supporting documents that I'm going to be presenting is letter of acceptance, my passport, proof of means of financial support, proof of upfront medical exam, my digital photo. So sometimes it's good to click on this button and it tells you how to go about all of these supporting documents if you are unsure on what to do. Same with this process, you can know or read about the letter of acceptance and what you intend to do. And then the optional document is the application for a temporary resident visa made outside of Canada. This is the one I told you guys about. If you plan on leaving Canada, you cannot do that with your study permit. You are going to apply for a temporary resident visa. So now that we know all of this part, I'm going to walk you guys through on how to complete this application. Once you do that, you're going to upload it. I'll guide you guys through on how to do that. And then you're going to provide all these other documents, supporting documents, upload each and every one of them. And if you're planning on traveling as an outside of Canada, then you also fill this one in the description area below. You're going to see a video I made on how to apply for a visitor visa, which is also known as a TRV, how to apply and fill out the form. You can do that and upload. And once you do that, over here where my arrow is, once you've uploaded your information, you're going to click on continue, pay your fees, and submit your application. This is just a simple way on how to get your personal checklist and the right document for your application. So what we're going to do next now is we're going to click on this form and then download. Click on here to download it, and I'll show you guys how to fill it out. Let's quickly dive in. So the first thing, which is number one, is your UCI. So for your UCI number can be found on your study permit under the section country of citizenship. And number two, you're going to choose what you want service in, English or French. Once you do that, you go to number three. So if you are applying for a study permit for the first time or to extend your study permit, you're going to tick this. And if you're trying to restore your status as a student, then you're going to tick this one as well, and also this. So you're going to tick this, apply for a study permit for the first time, because if you're restoring it, you're also going to be applying for the first time, right? So let's just presume that you're just trying to extend your study permit. So we're going to uncheck this. After that, personal details, you're going to provide your personal details. And if you've used a different name, you indicate that below. If not, tick on no. Here, input your sex, the date of your birth, where you were born, your country of territory, which is your country of citizenship as well. Then where you currently reside, which is Canada, and then your status. So let's say, for an example, you're someone, like I said here, you're someone who is trying to restore their status as a student. You are going to choose other. If you choose other, then you are going to indicate that you're trying to restore your status as a student. But for this demo, we are choosing student, right? And then, for someone trying to restore their status as a student, here you're going to leave blank, both of these places. But if you are just trying to extend, then you're going to indicate when you got your study permit and when it is expiring, right? Once you do that, number 8, if you've lived any other place during the past 5 years, if you've lived in any country or territory other than your country of citizenship, then you are going to indicate that below. If not, you take on no. Then your current marital status. If you're single, choose single. If you're married, choose married and provide the date, and then provide the details of your spouse. But if not, just leave single and you keep going. Personal details continued. Have you previously been married in a common law relationship? If yes, you tick yes. If no, you leave it as no. Languages, you choose your language and how you're able to communicate. If you can communicate in English and French, you choose both. Then if it says in which language are you most at ease, then you can choose English or French. Have you taken a test from a designated testing agency? If it's a yes for you, you choose yes. If it's a no, just choose no. Here you provide your passport number, the country it was issued, the issue date, and the expiring date. It's super important to remember that, let's say you came from your country, the probability that you have your passport was issued for, let's say, 4 to 5 years, then it's going to be your country of citizenship, right? But if you're in Canada and you had to renew your passport in Canada, then it's going to be Canada, and you indicate when it was issued and the new expiring date. That was exactly what I did for mine when I extended my study permit, right? So after that, if you have a national identity document, then you provide that details below. If you don't, tick no, like I did. USPR card, same. If you have one, yes, provide details below. If no, tick no. And then contact information. Here you are going to provide your current mailing address. So you provide your current mailing address, and if your residential address is the same as your mailing address, you just click on yes. If no, click no and provide the details here. Also provide a phone number, and if you have an alternate telephone number, you do the same. If you have a fax number, do the same, and then provide your email. After that, then on coming to Canada, you are going to provide the date that you came into Canada and the place you landed, the original purpose of coming to Canada, which is for study, and then if date and place of your most recent entry to Canada, if not the same as original entry. If applicable, provide the document number of the most recent visitor record, study permit, work permit. So this is an example of like your study permit document number. You can find that on your study permit as well. So details of intended study in Canada. Here you're going to provide the name of your school, the level of study you will be attending. So if I just chose diploma, so here you have the options to choose whatever fits you. And your field of study, again, the drop-down menu gives you options for you to choose whatever fits you. And then you provide your province, then the city, your address, your designated learning institution number. So this is the designated learning institution number for Conestoga College. I am going to leave a link on how you can find your designated learning institution number as well. Then your student ID number here, duration of expected study. So let's say you're trying to renew and your new program you're going to start is going to start in August, right, of 2021. Then you're going to indicate that and the duration when that program is going to end. Then the cost of your studies, the tuition amount, and then the funds available for your study. And if that expenses is going to be covered by yourself, you indicate that. If it's going to be by your family, you choose family. Then in addition to a study permit, are you also applying for a work permit? If no, just say no. If yes, you choose yes. And here you can choose what you want to apply for. Are you applying for a co-op work permit, open work permit, postgraduate work permit? Here you can indicate that. So we're just going to leave it as no. Then under education, it says, have you had any post-secondary education? If you say, if it's a no, choose no. If it's a yes, click on yes and provide the details. So for this demo, I just said marketing, the school, the town, and the country where I got that. Same with employment. Give details of your employment for the past 10 years, including if you've held any government position. So same process. From 2019 to 2021, I gave an example of working as a sales representative. Like I said, this is a demo example that will guide you in filling out yours. And then I chose the company, the city, the country, and the province. And then this one is like another example. So if you have more than two, because it says for the past 10 years, then you can add it below. Then background information. Within the past 2 years, just these good questions, just read them and answer. The only one I want you guys to pay attention is this one right here. 2C, have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? You're going to say yes, because you've applied. If you're applying within Canada, obviously you applied to come to Canada. So I gave an example. I applied to come to Canada to study in 2028. And then you go through the same process and answer all these questions. I believe it's going to be a no. If it's a yes for you, also indicate that. Then do you consent to be contacted by CIC, yes or no? Once you do that, you date your application. So because this is an online application, I was going through the application guide and they recommended that you put the signature of previously, if you're applying via paper, you're going to print out this form and sign. But because it's an online application, your name is considered as an e-signature. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and take the name I used for this application. So I'll go all the way down and just indicate it. So that's how you're going to do it, because this is an e-signature based on when I was reading it through. Once you've done that, you are going to validate this form. Once you validate this form, you are going to go back to your online application, like the one I said, it's on the description area, and then you are going to upload this application form there and provide the remaining of your documents, pay your fees, and submit your application. That is how to change or extend your stay in Canada as a student. If you have any questions, leave it in the description area below and I will attend to it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye for now.